Hello and welcome to Control Alt Record. My name is Chris and with you tonight is Brett, Michael and Grax. Tonight we're going to be talking about a few different things. We've got Fallout 76 and how that beta went. BlizzCon just finished last weekend and what a shambles that seemed to be. We're also back from PAX, so we're going to do a little bit of a recap on that. So fingers crossed you did actually listen to our PAX special episode, but now that we're back, we've digested, we've processed, we're going to give that another go because there was still more to see. Now, check out our social media channels. Facebook is facebook.com/Control Alt Record. YouTube, just search for Control Alt Record. Twitter, our handle is at CTRLALT Record. Gmail, CTRLALTrecord@gmail.com. And we're now on Instagram, Control_Alt_Record. But with that out of the way, let's get into the show.
You're listening to Control Alt Record.
All right, so Fallout 76 had its beta recently.
Well, technically, it's still got one left.
Oh, still got one left?
Yeah, tomorrow.
One left.
No, it's Friday. Friday for us. It's Thursday for the Yanks, Friday for us.
Was it just like one day at a time that they did?
They're doing it in weird chunks.
Why are
so
they
some.
doing that?
Oh well, you know, it's
So they're just trying to wind people up more.
maybe.
Because it was like the times for like the other night was like between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's like
Well, it's all based in the American time zone, so it's prime time for the Americans. But for us in Australia, and it's worse for the people in Europe too. Like for us, it's been, like 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock in the morning, midday, that kind of stuff. For you guys in Western Australia, it's been worse.
It was 2 a.m. starts through to like 9 a.m.
Right.
I'm like, like,
Yeah.
hey, did you get a chance to play? No, I was sleeping.
The one on Fridays which is supposedly the last one for me in Sydney, it's I think from 5 or 6 a.m. through till midday, and that's supposedly the last one before launch next week.
You're the one who pre-ordered the game. You gave me and Chris keys.
Keys that you couldn't
use.
You didn't even offer me a key.
You don't have a
by
PC.
the way.
Because you don't have
Well,
you
that's
don't have
relevant. I would like the offer.
So my question is,
I
Grax,
did
have you
say that I
actually
had
got to
3
play it?
keys, and you're the third person, so you could have spoke up.
I could
If you
have,
really
but I was
wanted
like, Grax, if he loved me, he would offer it.
Grax.
Oh. Sorry, Brett, you're saying. So
What I want to ask is,
Yes.
we wasted ours, but
Yep.
Grax, did you get a chance to play?
You wasted.
I did.
Even wasted.
Yes,
I
I
would
did.
have maybe thought about.
Well, we didn't really
playing
waste them. It's just I didn't want to get up in the middle of the night.
Right.
So
Grax, you played it? What's your thoughts?
I played about 5 hours the other day
cool.
in the long block. I actually managed to. I was having a day off, so that was good. And it felt to me like exactly like Fallout 4. Maybe the graphics were a little bit better,
Maybe.
but maybe it like
Definitely.
people are saying
it's different. It's
They
different.
look worse.
somehow.
Um,
I don't really know how they can do that. It's like
It's because the areas are different to where you start out. Because it depends on how far you get in the game, I suppose. But in the starting area, like the vault looks the same. It's just got 76 everywhere instead of 111. But when you get out into the open, the Appalachia area that they're calling it, it looks. It's not what was in Fallout 4, so that it's different. So yeah, it's
I kind
not.
of feel from what I've seen online, it was like. It almost feels like it's been dumbed down to cater for an MMO genre because I don't know if you guys played, obviously, I think we've all played the Elder Scrolls games, but when they went to the Elder Scrolls Online, it just didn't feel like an Elder Scrolls game.
But it was a different engine, though.
Not just that, but more so
that?
the combat just felt completely different.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like a completely different system, though.
did they not use?
Yeah, but I suppose to make it an
it was
MMO
like-
to
no,
include
it was
other players in that, you've got to make those changes, haven't you? Really, like you can't run the same type of.
Well, the engine was different.
Combat
and
system.
The combat, the leveling up system was completely different.
Well, because it's catering for that MMO genre. So I think when
Yeah.
you jump into these Elder Scroll games, Fallout franchises that have they're the same sort of every time they release. Not the same, but they have the same feel. So when you jump into it, it's like it's just a new experience, but with what you're familiar with. But then you go into the MMO genre because it's now catered for that. All of a sudden, it's like
They actually could.
it doesn't
It
feel
felt
the same.
to me. There's subtle changes. Like it still felt like Fallout. The combat system was pretty much the same, except obviously now because it's an MMO, you can't pause it. So
But it's not an
VATS
MMO,
is
though,
different.
is it? It's only like 20
it's
people on a server.
whatever, 20
SMO.
people on a server if you've got
Yeah.
it full. So probably not an
small
MMO.
multiplayer online.
Limited multiplayer, yeah. It's not massively multiplayer,
Yeah.
but it's multiplayer.
So I feel like the change from...
Yeah, so your VATS targeting and stuff that you're used to from the previous Fallout games used to pause the game when you're aiming and dicking around with your action points and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't do that now. So
is
it's,
very
He does that auto aim. He does like a weird auto aim.
yeah,
You can just,
yeah,
it doesn't
it's-
matter where you're
It
pointing,
really
it
looks
just shoots.
really fucking stupid.
Well, you've got to put perk cards into it to get the ability to aim at limbs and stuff like you used to be able to do. So in the beginning, when you start, you just have the ability to shoot center mass, which is probably not a bad thing. But I didn't use it. I found it much more easier to just play like an FPS shooter, either in first person or third person. I tried them both. So
Did you get into any PvP conflict?
no, none of that. There was some interesting interactions with other people. A couple of people were streaming and talking. Like it was funny. Like one of the characters I ran into was running around talking to themselves, obviously talking to their audience. But it was just really funny to hear this because the voice chat fades in. So there's this female voice chatting to all her followers, and I'm like, where the fuck's that coming from? So, it was interesting. But
That's weird. It's like you go out into the that's like a good role play scenario where you go out into the nuclear wasteland and there's like an insane person.
I'm
talking
just
to them.
someone crazy
There's,
talking
like,
to himself.
audience.
If you just
Oh my
ran up and
God.
started saying really offensive stuff,
Yeah.
and that would be streamed to her.
Like, I hope you had a bad day.
Yeah, but like,
Really offensive stuff like that.
Well, see,
Yeah.
that was
Actually, I tried to talk to her. I couldn't work out what was going on with my mic, but I found out afterwards. The
muted.
microphone volume was turned down, so
Right.
she probably couldn't hear me. But
that
yeah,
was like like a trolling thing they did on PUBG. Was sorry, Grax. Like when you
Yeah, right.
talk about the whole, just trying to find them, get within their voice range, and start just saying things. But that was like a thing people used to do in PUBG, where what they would do is like they would know who the Twitch streamers were, and
they'd
go
snipe
and jump
them and
into like
stuff, yeah.
vehicles and actually run around or drive around in circles when they're in the building, just tooting their horn. So then when the Twitch streamers,
Yeah.
like are trying to talk to their community, all you can hear is just
yeah. Well,
Just
the
constant.
settings in the game allow you to turn off the voice chat completely, and you can just use the what are they called? Fucking emojis.
Emotes?
Emote. That's the word. Thank you. So yeah, you can set it to like proximity wise or larger proximity, or turn it completely off. So I suppose they've thought of that. If you don't want to be hearing other people's stuff, you just go click. No, thank you.
Now, what are your thoughts on with this engine that they're using and the graphics? Because I guess there is a lot of flack that is happening online that the game is just does. It's like Fallout 4, but just dumbed down and it looks worse.
I'm not obviously a graphics person. Like that's been well documented. When I look at the screenshots
by historians.
Yeah, by historians.
well
documenting
well
my
documented.
life.
Written in the annals of
It just looks.
gaming.
It looks rubbish. Like it looks bad to me. Like to me, it looks really bad when I see screenshots.
This seems to be like I've been watching quite a few videos on it, and most people generally have a unfavorable opinion of Fallout 76 in general.
I don't know. Like to
as a
me,
like-
it felt
they sort of-
exactly the same. Like graphics wise, it felt exactly the same as Fallout 4 to me. I don't know what settings these people are running at. I don't know. Like the screenshots. See, that's the other thing they've added for the multiplayer part of the game is they've got this new camera mode where you can take kind of like what when World of Warcraft did the take selfies and all that kind of shit, and you can get really creative with it. And so
You can take selfies in WoW now?
it's ages ago, man. Where you been living? You got the camera. Far out.
This seems like some sort of specific World of Warcraft thing.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
Anyway,
I didn't know
forget
that.
about
Wow,
it.
okay, wow.
Forget I even mentioned it. Now he's going to go back and sub to WoW. Pretty much.
No, I'm not going to just take a selfie.
But so you can unlock picture frames and take all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'll be doing that kind of thing. I'd rather play the game.
It just seems like something that's very catered for maybe a particular generation.
But anyway, so like I was
Maybe.
kind of
So-
getting before is like saying not just a lot of the people on YouTube, it's not just the graphics, like the whole game generally doesn't seem to be going over too
Yeah,
well.
people seem to have a lot of issues with the storage. They're saying they run out of storage too quickly. I didn't encounter that problem, but I didn't play it. Like I played it for 4 hours.
What I
I
think
think.
the major issue is, and what I pick up and was like, that's going to be the death of the game, is that that it feels not fun to play. Like Fallout, like Bethesda can't do FPS shooting. So like compared to like a Destiny, which it's just fun to play,
Yeah,
Fallout
maybe.
4 is not a good shooter.
The only thing
No,
I can
it's
think
not,
of, like
but
I know it's copped a lot of flack online from some streamers and some YouTubers and all that kind of stuff, but I'm in two separate Fallout 76 Facebook groups with like thousands of people, and
But Grax, you're
the
also
comment,
like
the comments from the general gamers that don't stream and don't, all that, they just, oh, I love this game, I pre-ordered it, whatever. Like the overwhelming stuff that I've seen in those groups is people are loving it and they can't wait for release, and they're pissed about the beta times being weird.
Yeah. All right. So we'll stop just there. For
So I think there's definitely, two sides to the story.
No, we will not.
All right. So what you're saying is you're in some groups there that seem to be loving it. We're a lot of our input and perspective for it, because we haven't played it, is just coming from YouTubers and what we can see. So we've got your input. Brett, what were you going to say? You were going to say something about...
I was just going to go on a bit more about how YouTubers, but it feels like it's almost becoming like a bandwagon a little bit, where they're just like,
That's true.
let's just like jump on the Bethesda
But
pile.
it does seem like
Well, I actually saw one thing the other day that someone posted up that they purely ragged on the game just for clickbait. And
but everyone is, so it's not going to be. But it seems like one of the biggest problems with the game is that they've done the thing where they're like, oh, every person that you come into is a player. Yeah. So there's no NPCs, which kind of makes sense because it's like you're the first one out of the vault. But like the whole reason I really like Fallout 4 and stuff is because you're like going and talking to all these interesting characters. So if you remove that, the game world is going to feel really empty.
I get that too, because I did like the interactions with the NPCs in Fallout 4. I like the companions that you could recruit and bring them along with you, and the funny shit they used to say. That dude in the cowboy hat from the Minutemen that used to, oh, this town needs your help. It's like, fuck, how many more times, bro?
So just before we continue on, I think Brett and Michael still had some points or some things that they want to bring up in terms of what they were seeing online from we're not part of any Fallout 76 communities. We're just really looking at what it is that's going up onto YouTube by what, in my opinion, are sort of credible and honest YouTubers, because they're not IGNs of the world or anything like that. But so Michael, you were also trying to sort of
there's
make
a couple
some
of
points.
things that I was going to say. Well, one, I think Grax, anything that's like slightly survival based. I'm basing this on the fact that you've played 30,000 hours of Conan Exiles.
What are you up to now?
Anything with a sort of somewhat survival bent, I think you'll be willing to forgive quite a bit, and especially if you're playing Conan Exiles, which is like pretty janky. If like Fallout 76 is slightly less janky, you're gonna fucking love it. But
that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
And you're a massive Fallout fan, so it's like doubling down.
So you're going to be like,
of course, and I absolutely admit that for sure.
But like a lot of, I think I'm looking at it, and I think it looks like a fan-made multiplayer mod for Fallout 4.
It does look like a mod,
and they're charging full price plus very dubious microtransactions,
which it looks like said anything about yet. But
it looks like an old game. Like it looks stanky, and that's coming from me. So yeah. So I think there's a lot of a bad taste in everyone's mouth going in. I think honestly, and then people start to play it, and it's still janky.
To me, like it kind of does reek of a bit of a cash grab.
Yeah.
And they want to have this like online service where people are just constantly pumping money into it. Yeah. Rather than just it's no Fallout 5 or some new game. It just and you look at even all the assets and everything. Everything's just recycled for Fallout 4. They've just kind of taken
pretty much. There was a couple of new things, but I 100% agree. It's and I'm pretty sure in one of the dev panels too, even the devs said that they made this alongside or started making it as an offshoot of Fallout 4, and they used all the same shit. So I suppose you've got to expect that, but and of course people would, it's been
then is full price.
How many years since Fallout 4? Like you could improve your graphics, you could improve your gameplay, but did they? I don't know. I haven't had enough time in it to say.
Personally, really. For me,
I got to level 5, so that's kill a couple of rad roaches and shoot a couple of feral dudes.
So from what I've seen online, I'm an impulsive buyer, and it does not make me want to buy it. Like I'm very quick to go. Here's money. Give me it. I think history has shown
and then play it
and
for an
documented
hour and never play it again.
that.
For sure, I'm absolutely the same. Absolutely, the same.
One of those as well.
Yeah, in your memoirs, Chris.
This does not make me want to buy it.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't make me want to buy it.
I think if they made a DLC for Fallout 4, they would be fucking heroes. For like $20, here's a DLC, here's a multiplayer DLC, they will be lauded as heroes. This is only because it's like a full release for $70 to $100 that they're going to get absolute like lambasted, I think. If it was a DLC where they're like, hey, this is
it's
a
an expansion. It's expansion to Fallout 4.
It's not going to look like
Fallout 4.
The graphics aren't that great. It's just a DLC, whatever. People will be like, yeah, this is great.
So there's sort of the argument of, it's still in beta form. Maybe they're going to fix all these problems
in
10
days.
In 10 days.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. Like they did a 30 gig patch
I'm sorry,
the other
when
day.
has Bethesda ever released a game that wasn't actually filled with bugs?
Well, to be fair,
does that ever happen?
that's a fair thing to say because all their games are buggy as hell.
Yeah, they're a buggy
even
mess.
after they're polished up a little bit. But it's like if it didn't have bugs, I'd be really surprised.
You still like
well, even like what's his name in the E3 announcement said that he goes, apparently our games are full of bugs, and like rolled his eyes and had a chuckle. Like even he was taking the piss out of Bethesda, and he's CEO. So
I sometimes feel these days though most games are just full of bugs. They're just like get it out and we'll patch it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I get that too, and or get it out half finished and release
in my game. I don't think I've seen one bug in Red Dead. Like I know there are bugs. There
are bugs,
but it's nothing like a Bethesda.
They're not game breaking or immersion breaking.
It's pretty polished, man.
To be fair, when I actually when Division first came out, I saw stuff online about bugs and glitches happening all the time. But I managed to get from first level to max level and do group runs, and I didn't see a single bug. So maybe it just depends on what you're trying to do.
Fallout, there's going to be bugs the whole way through.
Depends your system.
Bethesda.
There's so many variables with bugs and that kind of shit.
Bethesda.
Anyway.
Bethesda. Anyway, I was trying to mix the two.
I'm still waiting to get Skyrim from my fridge.
Probably that could be around the corner. It'll probably come out before.
If they thought they could make money out of it, they would definitely.
Starfield, whatever it is.
Starfield. Anyway, they haven't. All they did was show a name and some stars. I'd be interested to see more about that when they.
Just take the damn money.
So while we're on, is there anything else anyone wanted to bring up about Fallout 76? I mean, I guess the main thing right now is that it's just around the corner. It releases in about a week or so.
Next Wednesday.
Admit, after all the marketing that was at PAX, I got so brainwashed.
Okay.
I was like, I need Fallout 76. This game's gonna be awesome.
All right.
And I was like, Bethesda got into my brain. It was really weird.
I'll pause you there.
It was like mind control.
That's where I was going to go next into our PAX thing.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys paid money to get advertising.
Yeah, and it worked really well because I was like, where can I pre-order the game?
Please take my money.
I was like, Bethesda, I just was throwing my credit card and no one would take it.
Is there any other points or comments that people want to make about Fallout 76?
To me, I'm going to just see how it goes and give it a month or two, and then if it's sort of they fix it up a bit and people are saying it's fun.
I've had a hard on for the destruction of Bethesda for a long time. And I really hope this helps them crash and burn. Ever since
that's a bit harsh because
there's still people with lives and jobs and shit.
No, I think they make shit. I really I absolutely loved Fallout 4 and I love Fallout 3. I love all the Fallouts.
I like Fallout 1 and 2, and Fallout 3
that wasn't made by them.
Absolute abomination.
Interplay.
I'm assuming is worse.
No, it wasn't.
I hated.
Just FYI, your microphone is just right there.
Oh, is it? Am I yelling?
I could just see
a little bit of redness.
Sorry.
You cracked Brett's screen with Audacity's waves
punching.
I really hate Bethesda, and I hate that they destroyed Fallout.
They didn't destroy it. Fallout 3 is really good.
So
that's Fallout 4.
I just want to go back because a point and a comment you made earlier to Grax was that he's got a hard on for survival games.
I've got the opposite.
You have a hard on for the opposite.
What's the opposite of a hard on?
Actually, no, I have a hard on for
soft on.
Soft on.
No, but you're saying Grax is probably gonna like this because he loves Bethesda type games. So you sort of made the implication or the implied comment of he's obviously going to be biased towards it, where clearly you're biased against it. So you're like...
So we need a mediary.
So you're like the opposite of Grax.
A little bit, yeah.
Anti-Grax.
So...
Anti-Grax.
Just want to point that out.
Quantum Grax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it's just what you're saying is Marco has a differing opinion to...
No, but I'm just saying if you're going to
say it's the exact opposite.
If you're going to use the intention of your bias because you love Bethesda, well then you're going to be
biased. So you're just saying because he hates it, he's going to hate it anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if they release an awesome game, you just be like, nah, fuck him.
To finish it up, I would say absolutely, you're right in the fact that I'd be predisposed leaning towards
Oh no!
And all that kind of stuff. And I love Fallout 4, Fallout 3, and 1 and 2, and all them. Even though Bethesda didn't make the first two, and Brotherhood of Steel. But you brought up some good. Brett brought up some good points. With the world feeling empty and the lack of NPCs, I definitely felt that, at least in the beginning. Bethesda have said they want to go for more storytelling through your Pip-Boy and various recordings and all these robots and shit. And maybe there's some opportunity there later down.
Actually, that's what we were saying we liked. Didn't we? Remember, we're like, why can't we just have like a podcast playing to us while we're playing? So we're actually contradicting ourselves. Well,
it's quite funny. But anyway, to wrap it up, I'd say I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. But I do take on some of the points. There are some things that I think could be better from my limited exposure to it, but I guess we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to. I'm personally waiting for some reviews to come out before I touch it. And even then, if I do...
Waiting for player reviews.
And even if they say it's good, I might wait for a sale. I don't want to pay full price for it. Yeah. Not when there's, still Red Dead to play right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of Red Dead to do.
Don't know, is it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's on consoles.
Oh, maybe I assume so.
There we go.
I mean,
Fallout 4.
Something it's going to be great.
Fallout 76, Fallout 4.
Best company. The bugs are just, they make the game better.
So, anyway, just as I was going to then...
bad graphics.
Move on.
Makes me feel right at home.
I really like the bad graphics. Yeah.
It reminds me of having a shit computer.
It reminds me of playing Dominions.
So going on from where I was going to go anyway, as I said before, going on from Fallout and the whole Bethesda theme, moving on to a bit of a recap of PAX. So
what's the connection?
So this year's PAX Australia was very heavily Bethesda.
Really?
You could have called it Bethesda-Con.
Yeah, you walk through the front door.
Basically for Bethesda.
It was. It was like you walk through the front door and it's just like all over your face of Bethesda.
Really? What's that noise?
That sounded like a Facebook thing. No, that's not.
Chris's
it's not
unprofessionalism.
Wasn't me.
Chris,
I don't have Facebook up.
Yes,
hang on.
Here.
Go down to the... No. Oh, yeah, we've got Facebook open there.
For goodness sake,
right.
Does that come through on the recording?
It will come through the recording.
Yeah, that's coming through.
Great.
I don't know where that...
Chris.
Can we just ignore it? Just go back to what it was.
Chris, stop being so popular.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it? No, but it will come through. Damn it, that's annoying.
Just try to ignore it for now. Hopefully that...
It's just normal.
If people start having conversations.
Hang on. We can't even mute Facebook because...
No, we can't because Grax is coming through it.
Yeah.
Damn, we didn't figure
that out.
Anyway,
you have to mute conversations.
Maybe I can...
You can probably mute
But
them.
you
should be able to close...
Where it's coming from is going to be...
It's one of your chats.
It's one of my chats that I have muted in the past.
Mine it's only muted on your phone.
No, because I did it from the computer. Anyway,
let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
Interesting to anyone.
Try to
Sidetracked.
ignore it. Sorry if you hear the beeps, but we'll try to fix that for the future.
Just type in there, shut the fuck up. Oh, no, because they won't. They'll make it worse.
Yeah, that'll make it worse.
Go,
beep, 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 beep.
Ding, ding, ding.
Anyway, so at PAX this year, Bethesda was basically the headliner. You walk through...
headline act.
The headliner just advertising. We did... I don't know if you heard our little story about the Bethesda party that we snuck into.
No,
okay.
I haven't talked to any guys for months, if not weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Did we already talk about this?
No, we
living
did,
in
but obviously
exile.
Michael didn't listen to the episode.
guys-
Yeah, but you
No,
can't
I
just
didn't.
tell Michael.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. We'll tell you later anyway.
It's not like anyone listens to the last
Tell you
episode.
what.
No, they did.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Loads
You
of
need
people
to
did.
listen to the last episode.
Okay.
So, look, we're back
I
from
think you
PAX.
should make it brief with the pack stuff because we've already done it.
Well,
Yeah, well, what is PAX? Because I didn't go. What's it about?
You just go and play
It's
video
basically
games for
a-
like 3 days.
annual advertisement.
Any Arcade
Video
Expo
games
is what it
lining
stands
up?
for.
Is
Pretty
that
much.
the name of the game?
Pretty much.
It's basically two things. It's lining up and Bethesda. That was the two main things that I
Yeah,
got out of
it
that.
was basically, you walk through the front
Cool
door
tech,
and you're in the queues to get in.
Upcoming
And
stuff,
just,
indie games.
But you guys didn't even play Fallout 76 there, even though it was Bethesda.
there was no Bethesda games to play. So
There
this
was
is why,
no Bethesda.
So this is what I wanted to
weird
bring
like
up because
They had
Rex
videos.
said
That was
that
it.
he was quite disappointed that it's so heavily advertised towards Bethesda, and this is actually a point that we didn't make in our PAX episode, that there was no Bethesda games to play.
Sorry to cut you off. I was going to say the reason I thought about it in the podcast episode, and I thought, no, I won't, because I hadn't had a chance to check the full place out, and I didn't want there to be some corner Bethesda thing and me say go off about them not being there, and then get called a dickhead.
I don't remember there being any Bethesda games to
And you
play.
went to
Nah.
a Bethesda party?
We did go
There
to
were
Bethesda.
Bethesda panels, interviews, and talk back shit, but no games.
Yeah, like rat.
Was it like
rat
all
away.
like weird janky Skyrim like NPCs?
No,
Whoa.
that was the.
Yeah, I asked for a drink, and the guy just started like walking into the wall.
Let me just
He
get.
goes, "I'm very busy,"
get
and
that
then he
for
like
you.
sat down and like
Have
stared.
you heard what the elves are doing?
That would have been good. I should have done that.
But yeah, no, I don't think there was any Bethesda games to play at PAX, which was very silly. I thought, actually, now that since Grax made that point today, that
I made the point. Grex made it after me.
did you?
Yeah, the thing
I
is, I
missed
didn't
that.
even notice that.
No, I didn't either.
It was like because I think I was just so like in my brain.
Actually, they probably did themselves a favor because they know Fallout 76 is a
Actually,
piece
because-
of shit.
yeah,
and
they had it
you
there to
wanted to
play.
buy it, and you're like,
Yeah.
I really want to buy it. I really want to buy it, but you
Yeah.
never played it. If you play it,
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? This
Exactly.
is
yeah,
crap.
it's only because I went and saw
Yeah.
other people playing it, and they were like, "This sucks."
Yeah, like because when we were at the Bethesda party, Brett was like watching
there you
it, going, "No, just because we're cool and we got into like game convention like parties."
That's cool. Hey guys,
We completely,
I'm from the Games Vault podcast.
Yeah.
Which is that old podcast.
Yeah, that's why they let him in.
I knew of it.
And because it was at that party that you were like, "Oh, I just want to play Fallout now." And then I think
I was
probably
also
right.
I was also like 8 to 9 beers in. So
I think fair enough.
The Bethesda
So-
party going, yeah.
So-
I really want to play your game.
Yeah.
guys."
So
pretty awesome.
after like 8 to 9 beers, looking at the screen, like it was hard to tell if the graphics were bad or it was just your eyesight.
it looked like, to be fair, they're pre-made videos that are highly edited.
Looks really good.
They actually
That's-
the graphics
that's
looks
amazing.
decent. Yeah,
Yeah.
Marketing, hey.
it's good. It's funny.
Who was at the party? Like, who was there? Like,
There's a load of
there?
like Twitch streamers and
A lot of
stuff.
Twitch streamers, a lot of
was anyone
YouTubers.
involved in the game there? Like nerds or like what?
What do you mean involved
wasn't
in
the
the
ma-
game?
wasn't that
Who made the game?
wasn't
Was
the
it
head of
people who
Bethesda
made-
around somewhere?
Yeah. So Pete Hines, the senior
Okay, so
blah, blah,
the
blah,
marketing guy
guy.
that we made fun of. Did you go make fun of him? Remember
No,
he-
I was too
remember
busy
he did
queuing
that
up to get
thing,
into PAX.
The B.E.T. guy.
Yeah, the B.E.T. guy.
B.E.T, yeah.
Did you go? Oh, B.E.T.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
why didn't you spit in his face?
Because I was too busy.
Remember you said you were going to kill him.
He was
Why
too
didn't
busy
you?
drinking the free beer. That's
got
how he got
over it.
back.
I
At
Remember we
lost-
had that whole episode
Yeah, but
where
I
you
was
were
really
gonna
mad
kill
at the time.
him? Yeah.
That's how they got back at Bethesda. They drank all the free beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did get free beer from Bethesda. so-
Poisoned with mind control.
To be fair, like actually when
Actually, that's true. I was like, fuck Fallout 76. We had the drinks at the Bethesda party, and I was like, I got to get this game. So
Yeah,
I
I
was just
told you.
saying, it is mind control.
it is, but to be fair, like I actually remember.
I thought it was all blue as
like
well.
when we
which is
got our
weird.
wristbands getting into that party, I thought the girl there sort of said, "Oh, yeah, you get one free drink with this."
No, she said free drinks.
No, okay, obviously, but I somehow heard one. I wasn't expecting them to say free drinks. I thought it was like, this gets you a free drink,
Free mind control.
And I went up to the bartender. I was like, free drink, please. And he's like,
Here you go, man. Everyone in this room is getting.
dumb.
and then it wasn't until we finished it that Brett goes, "I'll go get another one." I was like, "Oh, do you want money?" He's like, "No, they're free." And I was like, "What?"
You're like, oh, this is noob.
Did you actually try and pay? Because that
I
would
was
have
like,
been
he
even
did give me a bit of a
funnier.
weird look. He was like,
Yeah. Ooh.
"Yeah, here you
it's
go."
like, oh, okay.
Some trendy Melbourne dude too going, oh, what's this Perth yokel doing?
Yeah, he's like, "What's this free drink business? We don't get that in Perth.
Yeah.
We have to pay for beer." Anyway, okay, so we'll move on from PAX.
Not much else to say about it.
There's not much else to say about PAX. There wasn't
Is it-
much.
Most
I guess-
people know what it is, so
Should I be sad
let's
that I
just-
didn't go?
Yeah.
Did you guys
It's
check
awesome.
out any of the tabletop stuff?
Nah.
No.
You would like it. You would
You
actually
would
really
love it.
like it.
There's some buddies there doing tabletop stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
you would-
tons of tables.
I'm surprised you don't go actually, because literally 50% of it is like all that shit.
Do you know what the best
It's
part?
that's getting bigger every year. That section.
Yeah,
Actually, do you know
it's-
what really sucks?
is that
Okay,
from
here,
GameSwap podcast?
No, it's from the website I used to write for. They gave
Oh,
me a
that's
press
right.
pass, but I couldn't go for.
did we actually in our PAX episode, did we talk about us queuing up on the Saturday morning?
Yes.
Is this-
Yeah, the
is this-
line that went forever. Yeah, we did.
So
talk.
it's just
It's not that interesting.
no, just more for people for next year. If you're going like a tip, do not take your wristbands off.
Yeah, I think you did say this.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember.
Yeah, we said it.
Don't
We
take
definitely said it.
wristbands off.
Yeah.
Don't take your wristbands off. Line up early.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to beat the queues, go on Friday.
But actually, do you know the best part I find about PAX is when you've been standing
Queuing.
up all day, and then you go to the sit down PC play area.
The PC get play
So
area
there's
and
this
play
area at the back, which is
Rocket
like,
League.
100+ computers with like Steam games just lined up, and you get 45 minutes to down play games. It's all free. But the best part about that is because you get to sit down. That's like the best part of PAX. Sitting down to play games and rest your legs.
And the beanbag area, sitting
cool.
down on the
Is it the
beanbag.
first time
playing
you guys have
games.
gone?
No,
No,
second
second
time.
time.
Oh, okay.
It was the first time we did a live recording though.
That's cool.
So that was fun.
That was
fun.
awesome.
Do
Thanks
that
again
next
to
year.
Audio Technica
So-
for that. If you
I mean,
even
you didn't
listening,
get any music on Saturday.
that was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
No,
the
we gave
live
away some
recording.
business cards.
We
Oh,
did.
who too. All of them? Because you had 5,000. You should have been giving them away to everyone.
Not the full 5,000.
We gave away 4,990.
Well, that's 1,000 there.
Yeah.
Well, you got to go to that play-up thing
This
that
is
I
a
told you about.
full box.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Give them to Christian, actually. I don't know who Christian is, but give it
so
to
moving
him.
on, I think, from PAX.
What's his last name?
I don't know. Dash Hound or something.
Anyway, so next on our list, Battlefield 5.
Just a Christian.
Yeah.
Yes, Battlefield 5.
Church.
Do you want to change the tab, please?
Most
Next
certainly.
news article. Battlefield 5 doesn't launch with the Battle
Speaking
Royale
of
mode.
dodgy companies.
Take it away.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Battlefield 5, Battle Royale mode, won't launch until 2019, even though it's coming out this year, which seems fucking dodgy.
Launch on...
Why?
When's...
It is, but why?
Yeah, what's happening?
I'm running this one? Okay, well,
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't read this particular article, but I knew about this thing. So Battlefield 5, which I suppose
Comes out next week or the week after, 20th.
Is it the competitor to Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Which is my new favorite franchise, because now I'm a Call of Duty player.
Like a sellout.
Yeah.
We'll come to that later.
So the Battlefield 5, like all the shit isn't even included in the initial game. It comes out like next year. And the Royale mode especially.
And which is probably
And the other thing they did too was they delayed, so it was supposed to release when Call of Duty released. Like, as that's traditionally, they both come out within a week of each other. And they delayed that on purpose because they felt like, well, my suspicion is they felt like Call of Duty had the goods on them this year.
Yeah,
Now, having not even the full game ship when it comes live or goes live or whatever, I think they really know that Activision got them over a barrel this year.
Because, Call of Duty has... it doesn't have a single player, but I think they've been really open about that. Mm-hmm. And it's just like 3 solid multiplayer modes.
Yeah.
And Royale is really good.
This is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's for full price. $100.
Yeah, but you get Battle Royale now.
I paid $69.
Oh, yeah.
In most places, $69, which is what.
Pretty
Yeah, so
expensive
Battlefield,
for
I think you're just
single
getting
player.
the story campaign and the traditional 64-player modes, and that's it. The Battle Royale's coming sometime next year, and they haven't said exactly when, I don't think, either. They just said sometime 2019. So basically, you're paying full price for
Somewhere
half a
between
game
January
that they
and March.
promised that was already late, and
Last year,
now...
or whenever it
they're
was,
delaying
2
it.
years ago, they didn't even have Battle Royale. So it's like an addition.
It's like everyone needs Battle Royale.
Yeah, but
now.
they said early on that it would be like,
It is going to be. It's coming.
They said they were going to have it in the game, and now they're saying
Okay, who's getting
they're
Battlefield?
going to ship it without it.
I'll get it when Royale comes out.
Oh, will you?
I got to tell you, to be honest, I reinstalled Battlefield 4
PlayStation.
yesterday because a mate of mine wanted to play in because he's getting Battlefield 5 and just wanted to get his skills up. And I started playing the single player of Battlefield 4 again tonight, and fuck, I had fun. I really enjoyed it. It's like, oh, gee, I might need to entertain potentially buying Battlefield 5 and seeing maybe.
Well, the Battlefield
possibly.
1 single player was really fun. It was quite short, but it had
See, I
little war
skipped Battlefield
stories.
1 and I skipped Hardline as well. Battlefield 4 was the last one I played.
Battlefield 1 was good game. It was great.
So this is another thing just in this article that we're looking at here, where we sort of talking about it's being delayed to next year. So it seems really silly that, what EA have come out sort of saying is like, neither of these modes are technically delayed because we haven't given you a
Fuck
release
off.
date. Like that's basically what they're saying. Well, neither of these modes is technically delayed. Specific release dates have not been announced.
Technically, then, can you cut the price by 50 bucks?
My friend was like, you should get Battlefield 5. So I was like, I'll check it out. And I looked at various marketing promotions for it about a month ago. And it was very much advertised a month ago that all these modes would be
Firestorm.
included. All this shit would be in it. So they're having a laugh.
Yeah. Yep. They're almost as good at PR as Blizzard is.
Is it going to be like 100 player, like some sort of massive thing like that? Like a Battle Royale? How many?
I
It
thought-
actually seemed like a slightly different.
I don't
game.
know
I
if
think it
they've
was 80.
said.
Or maybe
I
64?
think it was less.
Actually, it
Well,
might
64
work
is their
out in their
standard amount of
favour.
people in a map for
Because
most battle games.
They might
Most
get a-
maps.
sorry.
One of you, please. Just one
One
of
at
you.
a time,
One of you.
guys.
Sorry. It might work in their favor because it will be like you'll get a initial surge of purchases at release. Then when the next mode comes out, they'll get another surge of purchases. And then when Royale comes out, they'll get another surge of purchases. Because that has apparently worked really, really well for Destiny 2. because apparently they're doing the majority of players. I think it was 60% or something. There's some statistic that came out. 60% are people who just bought Forsaken. That was you, Brett. So 60% of Destiny 2 players are people who just bought Forsaken. And apparently, who's Activision? Mm-hmm. Are doing really well because of Destiny 2, even though it was kind of like a bit of a joke when it first came out. Mm-hmm. And it's
free now.
I like how it's free now. You see that?
Yeah, it's free, but then you need to buy all the expansions. It's a great model because you're like, here, have this really fun game.
It's almost like a demo. Yeah, it's like if you want all the other stuff.
It's a lengthy demo. Yeah. Sorry, Grax, what were you going to say?
No, that's what I was just saying. That it's free. Like the first part without the expansions is free now.
It's kind of annoying. Yeah, was it like a year ago? Paid like $80, and it's like,
yeah. And now it's like because like I said, okay, beware when Destiny 3 comes out, it'll be the same thing again. Yeah. So when Destiny 1 came out, I put hundreds. I'm not joking, hundreds of hours. I mean, I'm not Conan level of playtime than with Grax, but. I played through that and it got to the point, okay, obviously with the first one, you didn't know what to expect because it was the first one, first DLC came out, sure, it got better, awesome, next one came out, awesome, and then Taken King eventually came out and it's like, this is now the pinnacle with Destiny. There is so much to do. This is actually awesome. But in Destiny 1, there was no reference point, so it just continued to get better. But then as soon as Destiny 2 came out, it was like back to the start and everyone's like, what the fuck? Which is why people just didn't
work for them.
Are they back up to the point?
Yeah. So now with Forsaken, everyone's like, we're back to Destiny 1 standards. Woo, let's all buy it. So it's actually
worth getting it now.
Now is a good time to get it because there is so much to do. There's a lot more to do in it. Yeah. But the problem is when Destiny 3 comes out, it's probably going to drop off again and go through that same
hike. All you do is not buy it.
So personally, when I think when Destiny 3 comes out, because it is a thing that will happen, because I remember when Destiny 1 came out, they said it's a 10-year plan, and they're into like year 6 or something now with like, they want to make it a trilogy.
I think they are. Destiny 3 is coming out.
I will probably...
It's almost like one giant long game of Destiny.
Well, yeah, that's right. It's meant to be...
Rather than 1, 2, 3.
The connected story.
So incomprehensible, though. Like, it's just...
Yeah, I lost interest very quickly with that.
Yeah. Who's making noise?
Brett fucked it up before, Brett.
Yeah, damn it, Brett.
No one can hear that.
Well, I can hear it.
Well...
So anyway, but I would say as a very early prediction, if you want to... Whenever Destiny 3 is announced and comes out, I'm probably not going to buy it.
Okay, but my point is that Battlefield 5, staggered release of content works.
Yeah, that's right.
So it might work well for them, even though it's annoying now and we're making fun of them.
Yeah,
it might work for them monetarily.
Yeah, because you'll buy it. You'll buy it when
I'll buy it when Battlefield when the Royale comes out. But you
see, will it? Because so right now, people are saying I'm not going to get it from the base game. And then
some people
I
feel like less people care about Battlefield now. It's like it's not as.
But you see, really, are they actually going to make theoretically more money in the long run doing it that way? When you kind of go,
just keep talking.
What's going to happen?
Keep talking.
Come through when he does that. Anyway, so you've got this. If there's like a theoretical 100% amount of money you're going to make on this game if you release everything on day one, if to kind of go, let's stagger all the releases of the content. It's like me, I'm going, well, I'm not going to buy it now because you've got all the content out. Okay, well that 100% comes down to whatever, and it chips away because there's maybe going to be a community and player base that does not want to buy it because of that staggering reason. But then they go, oh, but here's the next thing. No, I'm not going to do. I'll do a little bit more. I've now purchased it, but some still hold off, and then they wait till like the final release. Now you've got everything. Now I'm going to purchase it. So it's like, well, that 100% that you're going to get anyway is just been spread out over longer periods of time. So are they actually going to make any more money out of it, or are they just going to get the same amount over a longer period of time?
I don't know. Because I would think the people that have been in the game since the beginning might have lost interest by then. So your player base might change too, unless they're hardcore people.
Yeah, so
like someone like me, if I picked it up on release, which I'm leaning towards possibly doing. I think by the time you get to that end period that you're talking about, I will have moved on. Unless there's some groundbreaking mode that's completely changes how you play and it's fun to do with friends or something like that, I'd probably be miles into a new game by then.
To be honest, I'm at a point now with things like Battlefield and I've been off Call of Duty for a long time, but these AAA games, they're really turning me off.
Same thing every year.
It's too complicated. I just want a full game. Like
Call of Duty is really good.
We'll come to that.
Well, it's actually like I found with Red Dead, it's just so refreshing because it's like It's a full complete game.
Yeah.
There's no bullshit. It's just like there's no microtransactions.
Yeah.
Like
Online's not out yet.
Well, it doesn't. I didn't like. Most people just buy it for a single player experience. It's the same as like Spider-Man was like that.
Yeah.
You know, God of War, whatever. It's just like a nice full game completed. You just play it and have a good time, and there's just no complications or this other crap. You know?
Rockstar's
seems to be a rarity these days, doesn't it?
Rockstar's like releasing the single player, and then they'll have Red Dead Online.
Yeah, online will be a different
Kind of
story.
what Bethesda did like years in between with Fallout 4.
Yeah,
Fallout
but
76
at least
and
like
charging double.
Yeah, Rockstar do it in a good way. They're like, here's the online bit, and you can just play it. It's included in the game, and then there'll be microtransactions and stuff.
The
But that's fine at that point.
But they can do it that way because Rockstar are giving you an amazing single player experience.
Yeah.
That, you know, and they make so much money out of it that they don't need to go, oh, we need to give you like all these DLCs. You know, what did Red Dead make? $725 million
$750 in 3 days.
In 3 days.
Yeah.
You know, GTA 5 hit the $1 billion mark in the first week. So
these companies like EA and stuff should look at that and go, oh, maybe if we make a good product,
But no-
people actually just buy it and give us money up front, and it's all, you know, all,
If
you
only.
don't have to keep trying to
If
scam
only.
people all the time.
So when you see people like the head of EA, I always forget his name. He's the Aussie guy. You know, he comes out on stage and he's like, you know, what players want is not single player games. They don't want stories. And it's like, well, hang on. Rockstar hold
That is true.
the Rockstar hold
That is true.
first and second for like all time money made in like the first weekend or a week for any entertainment platform. That's including movies. So they hold number one, then number
Yeah,
two,
he doesn't know
and then
what
it's
the
like
fuck he's talking about.
you know, so but it's not okay. No, it's
Someone
not
needs to
always
sack
just
him.
necessarily about the stories, but it's a single player.
Single player
experience.
games are good.
It's a single player
You don't even
experience.
have to be that into the story. Like, I'm not super into the story.
I don't know what the fuck's going on in Red Dead.
No,
yet.
I don't really know either. I just want to rob trains and and shoot people.
Hog tie people and throw them on the back of
it's
horses.
just like, it's just a fun experience.
Yeah.
It's like
So-
the story is just a sort of backdrop. To it.
We know, Michael, you've got the whole thing against stories, but when I say it's the single player experience, everything that makes that package is the story's in there. But to be honest with Red Dead, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know.
That's the one thing I was going to say though about Rockstar's games in particular, GTA, and now with Red Dead. From what you guys have told me, because I haven't played it yet, it's got the story and the narrative and stuff that you can follow if you want, but it's so open world and so much shit to do that you can completely forget about the story and, like you said, just rob trains, go hunting, go fishing, whatever the fuck you want, and you don't have to follow their story. So you can kind of take it or leave it. It gives you that flexibility if that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
And I think that's great. I really enjoy that style of game.
Yeah, but EA knows better.
Of course they
Apparently.
do. Not.
So next on our list, moving on to our third news item in our 45 minutes so far. Brett, so this is something I think you found. I think you found this one.
Yeah.
So
I did find it.
So read it. Sorry.
there it is.
I'm not the host. That's not my job. Can you scroll up a bit so I
Okay.
can read it?
Chris is really outsourcing his duties this evening.
Do you want me to? Okay.
No, it's okay. Okay, so Oculus, there was going to be a Rift 2, basically, was coming. Oculus they've cancelled that, and they're just doing a slight sort of update to the current headset they have.
But how do they do that? What do you mean, like when they say an update to
Well, like
the
a
current
firmware.
headset? Like if I've already got a headset from Oculus, is it like a patch?
I
Or is
think,
it like,
okay, so probably should have read the article first, but I just skimmed it, and I was like, oh, these bastards, and then without actually getting the full detail. So let's, if Michael
Have they
can just
realized
stop scrolling?
Have they realized that
nice.
like VR is just not going to work yet? Because it's fucking not.
Well, so just before you get onto that, they were going to do like Rift 2, which was a complete redesign of the original Rift headset. But now they're just like, I guess that's too hard.
Was that in response to Vive's most recent upgraded offering? I assume so.
Yeah, because the new Vive is really good. We got to play with it at PAX, and like it's
Vive
got,
is really
it's got
well
double
done.
the resolution basically of the older one. So one of the main problems with like VR, so when you're trying to read text and stuff, it's quite blurry because the resolution isn't high enough to because it's like right in your face type thing. So they've actually like doubled that, and it looks good. Like it's big, it's a big improvement.
The issue is no one's going to buy any games. There's no games to buy. There's no game.
It was interesting because there was
There's
was quite a lot of VR at PAX, like more than I thought there would be.
It's also novelty.
It is novelty,
no killer app.
There's no like, okay, what's the VR game to get? Don't know.
Yeah.
Job
Fallout
Simulator.
4.
Even
Job Simulator was the only good one.
Fallout 4 VR.
Nintendo, even
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch has like Zelda, which sold the console, and that's one game, and they sold a whole fucking like console from that. Like VR has no games.
It's got lots.
Pretty much.
It's basically a series of tech demos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no one's going to buy it. Like apart from
well, maybe that's what they've realized. Maybe they're like, well,
and then they're going to pull the plug on it again because it just doesn't work.
Might need more time. It does work. Like it's fun, and I do like VR, but I'm not.
It just has a long way to go.
Yeah,
it's just not there yet.
It's never going to work.
I think it's situational. I think it depends on what you're using it for. Like
gaming.
You know, the cricket game that you guys played. You said it was interesting, but not really. Didn't feel like you were playing cricket. The walking in circles kind of thing was cool, but it's not something you'd play every day. No. But that racing simulator that you guys did in the whole that looked fucking realistic. And if that was your jam, you would absolutely buy it.
So it's affordable for the whole family.
So
no, but like even just playing a racing game, if you just get the headset,
get the headset and play a racing game.
Racing games do work because you're like seated in a chair. You can just buy a steering wheel and pedals, and it's way better like playing with a controller. Just on a screen.
Well, I guess they need to do that. They need to think about what games.
But it works. It only works.
I think that and maybe some flight sims would probably be the only ones you'd really get
in a cockpit, basically. So like a flight sim, space simulator, like probably Star Citizen would be good, Elite Dangerous,
or like a mech game, like when
mech game. Yeah, just like if you're in a cockpit of driving something or controlling something, that's where
truck simulator
VR is really good.
Any of those things.
It doesn't work for shooting games because you can't move properly and you got to teleport. Doesn't really work for. I mean, we played a game like a strategy game at PAX a couple of years ago, and it was pretty cool.
That was good.
But I've got to admit, I think I would just play it on the.
It wasn't CS. It wasn't an RTS. It was like a tower defense game.
But it felt like it had an overview. Like it wasn't an RTS, but it had that sort of style of like over the top view, which was different for VR. I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah, but they did it well.
What happened to that Microsoft? Remember they had that tech demo, and it was like Minecraft.
Oh, the HoloLens.
HoloLens,
yeah. I think that could have a killer app. I think that.
I think augmented reality might be interesting.
I think that might work, but I think. I haven't heard anything.
They're a bit too expensive, and no one could afford. They're like $3,000 for the headsets, and they didn't. You had you can only be looking right in the center of the screen, otherwise it was blurry.
Right.
Which there's a few issues. Yeah.
So, all right, there you go.
I just thought it was interesting because Rift is like I feel like or Oculus they kind of lost a bit of steam.
That's what I was thinking too. It's
not like
no one gives a shit.
Like 2 years ago, VR was like fucking the best thing ever, and now it's like everyone's kind of like maybe. But I don't know.
No killer app.
It's losing. It is losing momentum, in my opinion.
I think it's remained too expensive for the general punter,
and
the lack of stuff that you can use it.
It's like the new, the new Vive, which is awesome, but it's like just for the headset alone is like $1,400.
And then what are you going to?
Yeah, and then if you buy the battery pack and all that kind of stuff too, and what are you going to use it for? Like you pay it once a month.
They're doing a standalone headset, which might offer something a bit more doable because at the moment like it's just such a fuck around hooking it up to your computer with like cables everywhere and stuff, and if you've got a standalone headset with its own processing, you just like wear it as a helmet, that might be a bit more manageable.
And you get half an hour battery life.
There's so many technical limitations.
Well, maybe one day.
I want VR to succeed because I think it's cool.
I do. I want it to.
I think it'll be great when it gets there.
I think it's just the next level of sort of gaming immersion. So it needs to work. I want it to work.
I don't know,
but it's not going to.
It's been a fantasy since.
It's not going to work.
It's
not going to work for a shooting game. Like you're not going to be able to play PUBG in VR. Like that would never ever work.
No, you can't just say. I'm sure people. Leading up to before the 80s, people were like they've been trying since that long. But then prior to that, they're like, it'll never happen. Well, hang on. Here we are. So just because it's not happening now,
it's not here we are.
No,
it still doesn't work.
We are at a point now where it is becoming so much more plausible that to sort of say it'll never happen, I don't think is a thing.
How can they make a shooting game work? Because of the movement.
Yeah. I've seen some hardcore. It won't work for your general punter that'll pay $50 to $100 for a game, but for high end people, like they've got those walking sim things with the rollers and all that shit.
Even if it was like say the headsets were free, I still don't want to play. I don't want to play Call of Duty or Battlefield with a VR headset when I can't move. Like I can't. How am I going to move without feeling?
Well, this is the problem. So it's so expensive for the headset that there's going to be such a limited market that no one's ever going to make games for it. Like EA is going to go, oh fuck,
they're developing for it.
Money into a VR game when no one's going to buy it.
Well, there was one thing was kind of interesting for a while was like mobile VR, and I thought that was going to get popular, which is like Google Daydream and Samsung VR. Yeah, and they did Cardboard. Daydream was like the next sort of thing of that.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's pretty cool because it's on your phone. You pay $80 and you get the little thing that you can put the phone in, and it's like, oh, this is like affordable VR, and it's actually decent.
Yeah.
But like, no one's developing any apps.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
it.
That's the issue. Yeah.
Yeah, because the development time to go into it is too long, and people don't want to pay big money for a mobile game because they still consider it that. But that was more. Seemed like it was getting along on the right lines, but it's just that's kind of died off a bit as well. So.
It was obviously just an avenue that didn't work, but I just think we're in an era where technology every year develops, it improves, it gets better.
Does it though? I feel like that's slowed down.
No, it does. But like,
no way. The last 10 years, we'll probably see more jumps in technology than we have in like the last 100.
Okay, let's reflect on the last 10 years. What has significantly changed?
Oh, okay, hang on. Really? Like mobile phones? It's just like changed everything.
They've got bigger.
The iPhone came out in 2007 to now. Like think of the change that's made. It's changed society. It's changed everything.
This thing here has probably more power than what the original rocket that's got to the moon. Like, I know you don't believe that, but
the original rocket that went to the moon had a Commodore 64
than what they use.
Operating system.
What I'm talking about is gaming technology. Like what has
you haven't had a proper computer in 10 years, so you wouldn't know.
No.
Well, no, graphics have gotten way better.
Yeah,
but it's still the same. It's the same setup.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're still playing. Okay, so think about 2008. It's 2018 now.
Mm-hmm.
In 2008, even 10 years. Think about that. Smartphone came out. There is not that much of a significance difference from like a 10-year-old smartphone.
There is.
But it still does the exact same shit.
No, it doesn't. No, they're so different.
Well, I know it tracks you a lot more now and it gives a lot more data to the spy agencies, but the actual experience is not that much different.
Yes, it is.
I don't think
have you used an original iPhone or a phone from like 2000?
I have.
You probably have one.
It does web browsing, it does messages, it does photos, it does videos.
The technology in phones is significantly better than it was.
But let's think about video games. Like, what is different from 2008?
Well, if you're just talking specifically about video games, then I agree.
Yeah.
It's the graphics of...
Okay,
that's
so...
fine. Talking about mobile phones, I think you're wrong, because I think they do everything. They do everything now. Think of the camera that was in your phone, and how that's changed social media and like Instagram.
But what I'm
all that
saying
kind
is
of
like
stuff.
the actual the resolution has got better. Okay, like
are you talking about phones or are you talking about gaming?
Both. Like
I think you need to separate it. I think gaming's totally separate to phones.
Even with phones, I think the resolution has got better, but I don't think the actual experience has changed all that much.
Well,
you message people. You send pictures to people.
People used to have like an iPod because they used to like listen to their thing. You do everything on your phone.
Let me just send a message to someone from my watch, which is connected to my...
No, but here's my fucking point. You're still just sending a message to someone. What the fuck is the difference if you do it on a phone or a phone? Or
now you're changing the goalpost because you're just saying, what's the difference if you do it on anything?
That was my point all along. That the actual objective thing that you do.
Digital cameras, like standard, like just digital cameras that people used to buy, they've become obsolete.
Yeah,
so
but they've completely wiped those out. It's still the same thing.
Yeah, but now it's in your phone. Like that's totally changed.
But I don't think that's that much of a change in technology.
Remember when we had Blu-rays and DVDs and floppy disks and CDs. Remember we had that? No,
you can watch Netflix. You watch Netflix on
media.
it.
No, but it's how
you're still just watching a fucking show. Like
what you had was like a bunch of different things, which has all become one device.
Yes, but it's still the same. Like,
what do you mean? It looks similar. If that's what you're talking about.
No, I think the end result is the same. You watch a show.
Not.
What does it matter if I watch a show on my TV or my phone?
I don't get what point you're trying to make. You're trying to say that
your phone's portable. You can take it.
What I'm responding to was Chris said that, how much technology changes nowadays. And what I'm saying is, the end result is not that much different, especially 10 years ago.
No, because it's mobile now. Mobile phones, like you can do everything on the go.
But it's still the same shit.
No, it's not.
It's watching a movie or sending a message.
Okay, but you couldn't even watch a movie on a 2007 phone.
You could watch it on 2007 TV.
Yeah, then you're at home on a big TV that you have set up.
But I don't think that's much of a jump, really.
What, to watch it like on the train or something or on a plane or whatever?
No.
Really? You don't think that's different? You're in a totally different environment. You're on the go.
Yeah.
Doing like
know.
a whole bunch. I want to take a photo. I can just do it with my phone. Before I couldn't even do that. I had to have my camera with me.
So remember that time you used to have like those big DSLRs and just pull them out your pocket? And it's like,
it's
changed.
Social media.
It's changed so much.
Think about social media.
Okay, but in 10 years. Okay, in 10 years, think about 2008.
You're gonna have to admit you're wrong, Michael.
No, I won't.
All right,
in 2008, What will we
Then
play?
move
I'm
on.
going to turn your microphone down.
I bet it was fucking Battlefield 1 or something.
That just came out.
And we're playing World of Warcraft in 2008. What were we
Yeah,
playing in
2008 would have been.
We're still
would have
playing
been
fucking World of Warcraft now. We're still playing Battlefield 5. How are you communicating with people?
That's what I was saying.
Communicating with people in
So
2008?
what I was saying before is like, if you're just talking about gaming...
How are you communicating to people in 2008? How are you communicating with people?
Now
in what way?
Okay, so now I usually use...
How would you communicate?
All right, so yeah, okay. Now I usually use Facebook Messenger,
okay.
which didn't even exist back then.
Okay, so you send text messages to people. Okay,
No, I would ring them probably.
But you see,
So it's totally different.
2008, come on, you need to be using Facebook Messenger.
But you see, the other thing I did also say, but yes, I think technology in the last 10 years has evolved so much compared to what's happened in the last 100 years. Like, there's been more development in the last 10 years.
That is also my point. I've remembered my point.
Oh,
I
okay,
think it's slowed down. I think the actual changes has slowed down.
No.
I agree with Michael.
Same shit getting higher.
Wait, what? Hang on. Whoa, what? What was that?
Thank you very much, Grax.
You think about this before you jump in. Think about in the last 100 years or whatever it is. Went to the moon, cars, rockets, weapons. All of that shit is still similar. We don't have flying cars. We don't have any of this stuff that we thought we'd have by the year 2000 that they were talking about in the 80s with that fucking Beyond 2000 TV show.
Right.
Planes are still the same. They haven't really changed much. Cars are
Just
getting...
They were on to make us.
You know what I mean? Like, I get what you guys are saying about the advancements in phones and technology and that kind of thing, but we still got mobile phones that we had 10 years ago. They're still a phone. They do a little bit more. They do a lot more, actually. And they've got better resolution, better processing. But it's still a phone. It's not a fucking cyberpunk implant in your head or... that kind of leap. We haven't had those big leaps in technology.
All I want to say is the mobile phone has... Think about the power that has... think about Facebook and Instagram, which didn't even really exist 10 years ago.
It did.
How that has changed... No, when it was starting. Facebook started in 2007, okay? So just think about the difference in society that has been changed based on social media, which has been enabled by the mobile phone. In the last 10 years, it's changed everything.
But
it's been a massive
I don't think
difference.
Objectively, it's that much of a different change in experience. It's still going on and looking at your family and friends and getting some advertising.
If you don't think social media has changed things, that's just I can't talk.
Yes, social media has changed a lot. I think that's separate to what we're talking about. I think Michael's trying, and the part that I'm agreeing with Michael is the leaps in technology, the vast changes from pen and paper to using a tablet and that kind of stuff. Going from a horse-drawn cart to a motor vehicle to an electric car to a rocket-propelled car to a flying car. Like that other shit hasn't happened yet, and you would have thought it would have.
In a commercial sense, it hasn't happened, but there are people that have sort of made flying fucking cars. They're just prototypes.
Okay, hang on. So
100%. 100%.
Yeah, but that's not in the mainstream.
If you showed,
that's why I said it's not in the mainstream, but it is a thing that is.
If you showed someone, if I showed someone a mobile phone, right? If you went back to say early 2000s,
oh, wow, this is impressive.
They would be like, "This is alien technology."
No, they wouldn't.
Imagine showing them the photo it can take. I can watch Netflix on it. What the hell's Netflix? I can stream all my videos.
If I show someone my phone, or let's say your phones, because it's probably better than my phone.
Yeah,
if you go 10 years and go, "Here's a phone from 10 years,"
it would blow their fucking
mind.
mind.
They'll go, "Oh wow, it's got a slightly better resolution."
No, it's got a much better camera.
They wouldn't give a shit.
You can stream
They'll go,
video to it.
That's quite a high resolution. They wouldn't be that impressed. They wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Like Crax is talking about, like it's not an implant in your mind. No, we don't even have augmented reality.
10 years.
We had, maybe remember Google Glass that flopped. Remember, if it was that's a different experience.
I'm getting bored of this conversation. It's annoying me.
We're just getting around in circles.
Yeah.
What about fucking contact lenses that were screens and they showed you the world?
I don't know. Maybe that will come out at some point.
Well, it hasn't because we've slowed down. That's what I expected. I expected we'll be at fucking cyberpunk where we're like jacking into the Matrix.
We might get there at some point.
We're not because people like you are holding us back.
Why? Why am I holding us back?
Because you think Facebook's good.
I never say that.
Look, this king.
Like I think if you did a comparative timeline on how quickly we developed the groundbreaking technology of like the motor car, the engine, rocket fuel, that kind of shit. You look at that and the advances in technology and weapons and computers and all that kind of like the first computer was the size of a room and now they're fucking the size of your phone. Okay, it's still the same thing but smaller.
Yes.
There's been no leap beyond that, and I think that's what Mike was trying to get to, and that's what I agree with.
When Rockstar Games released Grand Theft Auto 5, and then they released the multiplayer version, we used to have a Rockstar game every year, or at least every 2 years. Now, and that's the bump up in technology, all right? And you could see the progression from 2D to 3D to actual good 3D to motion capture animation. Then we had GTA 5, and then suddenly GTA 5 Online comes out, and they discover microtransactions, and they realize that they can just make money from that.
Yeah, that's right.
Progression stops. And that's
Rockstar
where I think that's where we're at. We're at a stopped progression.
So I'll agree with you. If you're just talking about games specifically,
I'm talking about technology.
Okay, well let's just talk about gaming.
What was medicine like back in the 80s compared to now?
Let's not go into that.
No, but I'm just saying, if you want to,
not much different. You had
antibiotics. In terms of just gaming, I think the games are pretty similar. Now to 10 years ago, there hasn't been that much difference.
Yeah, and I guess the biggest thing is people can live with AIDS now forever. They've got the
instead of they
haven't cured it, but they have you can take a pill and it just keeps it at bay.
Yeah,
you can live a full life.
If you have AIDS, yeah.
This is probably something that can continue on into the night,
and it's
but let's move on.
Okay.
Tell you what,
why not?
If you're listening, jump onto Twitter, jump onto Facebook.
Tell Michael while he's wrong. Why he's wrong.
And Grax, they have to tell Grax too.
He's in that pod as well.
Could we have done what we're doing now 10 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
No, with dial-up internet.
No, not with video cameras.
Existed 10 years ago.
Actually, they only came out 2005. I think it was 2006.
Yeah, so they
only just started.
In full swing.
We couldn't do a streaming thing.
I think Apple.
Look, guys, I think you're missing the point. We would have been struggling with ADSL to even have a fucking podcast 10 years ago.
So anyway,
I'm saying. I'm going to delete this whole conversation off the podcast.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Ridiculous.
But look. Listening in. What are your thoughts? Jump onto Twitter at CTRL Record. Yeah. Let us know. Jump onto Facebook, facebook.com/control record.
Which you couldn't have done 10 years ago at all. What hell?
Boom.
You could go to Facebook 10 years ago. I bet Twitter existed.
You did say Facebook.
Just.
You could have done it on MySpace or some BBS bulletin board.
Let's move on to something.
Social media 10 years ago.
Let's move on because this will continue, and I will eventually want to go to bed at some time tonight. So
it's almost midnight for me.
2006.
What?
Twitter was 2006.
Yeah, but no one used it.
Bullshit. Sorry, all right. That's aggressive.
Anywho,
let's move on to another.
Move on. So last weekend was BlizzCon for 2018. No, I didn't go.
Why not?
Did you buy the virtual ticket?
I've never been to BlizzCon.
I thought you bought a lifetime pass.
They should give me one by now.
So the amount of marketing you've done for Blizzard to our 3 listeners is quite astounding.
Well, someone's got to do it.
Now you're going to rag on them.
Now,
gone off.
Okay, so
should I play this?
No, because I don't know what it is. Oh, it's just the announcement, Charlie. No, you don't want to play that. So BlizzCon happened. New updates. Not a whole lot of major good announcements, but Diablo got an absolute fucking ass ringing this year.
Diablo Immortal.
Diablo Immortal was announced. Now
it was a badly timed April Fool's joke.
It was, but that's the problem. It's not a joke. It's not an April Fool's joke. So if you're not sure what we're talking about, so over the weekend when the Diablo panel came on show to announce their new game, which is called Diablo Immortal. Now, if we go back in our previous episodes, we've actually did a bit on the Blizzard sort of announcement that there's upcoming unannounced Diablo projects.
Yeah, you said you were really excited for it.
No, I'm excited for what they're going to announce.
You said it's the best time of the year for you.
We predicted the Diablo on Switch about a week before the announcement.
I think we said that. Yeah, that was true.
We were not expecting this.
Not expecting this. Now, not to say until I play the game, I don't want to make comments on the gameplay, but early impressions from people who have played it, particularly at BlizzCon, said it was pretty average, which is probably fair enough.
It's not even made by Blizzard. It's just using Diablo 3 assets, and it's some other company. Yeah,
NetEase something.
NetEase.
But
it's like a reskin of another game.
That's what people said. Yeah. But anyway, so what it is, Diablo Immortal was announced, and now I want you to picture this if you're not sure what's going on. Diablo is a franchise that has been around for 20 years now, something like that. 2 decades.
Oh, and you're telling me we're still playing the same games for 2 decades? I thought Brett said...
Stop
No, it's the same. It's the
Stop
same.
using a new technology, Michael, that wouldn't have existed.
Just because it's
10
the
years
same
ago.
fucking name. Anyway, so this is a game that has been a massive franchise for Blizzard for like the last 2 decades. It has a fanatic PC fan base. There is a lot of like, love and loyalty that I feel that goes into the Diablo name. And so when they get out and make their big announcement of Diablo Immortal, the first thing they sort of do is sort of obviously spill the beans that it's a mobile game. And to me, to kind of go that, you are standing on a stage in front of thousands of die-hard PC hardcore gamers to announce a mobile game.
Dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun.
Like, you fucked up. No, not necessarily the dev team, because we don't know what the game's like yet.
Which is
that was
anyway.
Which is not Activision.
But that's
that is a
sideshow.
marketing.
That's a sideshow announcement. Go, hey guys, by the way, we're doing, and then we go, great.
That is something that you're walking.
And then it's like at the end we go, Diablo 4's coming out. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that's which we'll come to in just Diablo 4 in just a moment as well. But that is definitely a game that should have been you get home on a Wednesday afternoon, you open up your launcher and it's like, oh look, here's a new video to watch.
Cute.
Oh, here's a new game. Not the main
Shouldn't have been.
keynote.
I don't think it even should have been mentioned at BlizzCon.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I
it
think
should
that's
be.
sort of
It should be
totally.
Yeah, it should have been like just an afterthought.
I feel like they've just kind of misread their fans completely. Like they don't even understand their own.
They
fan
didn't
base.
read their fan base. Wasn't
That's
a
what I
Apparently
mean.
they
That's
don't
what I mean.
care.
Like it's like they don't even know who
So-
likes their games.
Now,
They have so many people that it's almost like a religion to some people.
It
Chris,
is.
I'm not saying anyone in this
Yeah,
room.
the Church of Diablo.
you, But the amount of people, like, amount of kids who, like, do fucking cosplays for,
the
like...
cosplays are amazing.
for
Have
like-
you seen the BlizzCon
For
cosplays?
Diablo or for, like,
Yeah.
Overwatch. Like, I think half the teenagers in the world play Overwatch and
Yep.
cosplay it.
probably.
Yeah.
I've never played it. It looks like a lame game, but...
No, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, but
pretty
a lot
good.
of
It's better than
teenagers
Call of
play
Duty.
it. It looks a bit cheesy, the amount of teenagers...
don't go
that
into
play
that. Don't go
Okay,
into it.
okay.
You're talking about Call of Duty.
No, I'm talking about Overwatch.
Yeah, you can play. You play Call of Duty. It's like, come on.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
It's
true,
like a
yeah.
teenager's
Oh,
game.
I'm now.
So
Yeah.
so here's the thing I want to
Go on, Chris.
circle back to. So recently,
We need to know if you still love Blizzard at the end of this conversation.
my problem, I feel. Do you remember like a while ago when I made the big deal about Chris Metzen leaving?
No?
Yeah.
No, who's that?
Okay,
that?
so Chris Metzen was
Yeah.
Grax will probably remember this. He probably knows who he is. So Chris
I know who he
Chris
is.
Metzen was the
Legend.
senior vice president of creative design for Blizzard,
Oh.
and you ripped into me about going on about this will be the best thing Blizzard have ever done. It's about time they get some like fresh blood in there. This is going to be a better change. And you know what happened about a month ago? One of the co-founders, Mike Morhaime, stepped down as the number one guy of Blizzard. And then what's the first thing they fucking do? Diablo Immortal.
Okay.
After you ripped
I guess
into
I was
me
wrong.
about going on
Can be wrong.
about
Can be wrong.
this is
possible.
this is the best move.
I
Blizzard have been
I don't
stale.
think I said that.
100%. I'm going to find that episode for
Good,
you.
find
I'm
it.
going to play
Quote it.
because you went into me on it, and now with Chris Metzen gone, Mike Morhaime stepping down, the president of Blizzard, this just has Activision written all over it, and this is what they come up with for their new team.
It's going to be good.
Yeah,
Blizzard's going to
fucked
crash
it.
and burn, and then they'll have like all those old guard will have a nice like Kickstarter. And
I like it how they. I like it how when people started booing them, and then he's
Yep, so that
like,
happened.
"Oh, you guys don't have phones?
Oh, I know. Oh, my God.
What the
What an
fuck?
idiot, you know.
Why would you say that?"
I know. This
I don't think anyone in that company has ever got any like critical.
They were so like you could tell the guy was shocked. He's like, "Wow, I didn't
They're
expect that
at
reaction."
a conference like of like basically
Blizzard
rabid
fans.
religious
Yes.
people who
Yeah.
I assume pay money to be there.
Big
And they're,
games.
like they're only used to people like lavishing them with praise,
Yeah.
and suddenly they're like going, no, this sucks.
yeah. So you might see online
Like
right
being-
now.
that would be like being a priest, right, at a church, and like just having this really evangelical crowd, and suddenly they turn on you. Imagine that.
Well, it is like that a bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
because they
Look,
play
it is.
Exactly
BlizzCon's
like
like a
that.
giant ad. Basically.
Gave the wrong
Their stuff,
sermon.
and they're paying
Uh-oh.
to see the ad.
Yeah.
So it's like how you must be
You guys
hardcore to
paid
do
to
that.
see the 76 ad, the Fallout 76 ad.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be
You got
that
free
though.
beer, though. Free mind control beer. That's all right.
Yeah, that's why I liked it. Though.
It was quickly
Love
washed
Fallout.
away with shitty gameplay on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
All
anyway,
that money.
so I lost my train of thought now where I was going with that.
The fans.
You're saying about fuck Blizzard, which I never thought you'd
No,
say.
no.
Yeah, you hate Blizzard now. That's
No, I hate
good.
Activision.
Zero, Activision have corrupted them.
Oh, Activision have fucked Blizzard.
Yeah.
They have fucked them. And I think that's also now with this type of shit that's coming out.
Is anyone surprised by that?
I reckon this is why Chris Metzen left and Mike Moore stepped down.
Yeah. I don't know why why did they even let Activision buy them? Why did they do that?
Because they offer them like tons of money. And to be fair, like the founders of Blizzard,
how much money do you need? Like, I reckon they got heaps of money anyway.
All the money.
It's a a private company at that point when they sold were they listed on the stock exchange?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why the fuck would you need to sell it? Like, they're doing a job they love. They're probably getting heaps of money. They're making games they love. Like, and they probably sold their fucking child, like their baby, for like, I don't know, maybe it was $1 billion. But you're never going to be able to spend all that money, and then you got to quit your dream job. You lose everything, and it's like you sell your child.
Maybe they just want to retire, and they just don't want to do it anymore, or something.
Yeah,
it's the worst thing though. Like when these studios get bought out by larger ones, which EA do it to like loads of different companies, and they just ruin the fucking studio.
Yeah.
I think about like Bullfrog they got destroyed by EA.
I feel like Peter Molyneux was gonna do it anyway. He was insane.
Westwood, remember Westwood, like they were really good. Like there's a whole bunch of them. I can't think of the top of my head, but EA just would buy them and just like wreck them.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
It's horrible.
Command and Conquer. Like, did they not like see what happened at E3 when EA's like Command and Conquer's back? Woo! Mobile. What?
Mobile? I haven't even heard of this game.
Yeah. Command and Conquer Rivals.
What?
So
it was a replica of this, and everyone's like, "What?"
Everyone's like, "Are you serious?"
Wow.
So, seriously, Activision Blizzard, did you not see what happened at E3 when that? It was just like,
but you got millions of people in other markets who are going to buy it.
Of course. So, like, it could be maybe there's different markets that are probably going to eat up the mobile version.
People that go to these do not give a fuck about mobile.
No,
games.
they don't.
So tell them they're not interested.
So there was
mobile games are very, very situational, and you're nuts to put them up in front of a PC audience.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Like, do you know what? I mean, the first time when Diablo 3 first released in 2012. When opening weekend, not quite, nearly, but nearly, not enough. Anyway, so
that's nearly 10 years.
That's more halfway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what's just over half?
What's your point?
He's trying to go back to the 10 years. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
I'm trying to get it out of
you know so first opening weekend of Diablo 3.
What was the error code that everyone got? 53. The error code 53.
Oh, when you couldn't get onto the servers. I was so mad when I was trying to play it.
So, I mean, I think that's also why. Like, because what I organised was I kicked my wife out of the house. I was like, leave. That's it. And I had 3 mates come around. Really? We all set up our PCs.
Oh, that would have been a waste of time.
And we spent Saturday. No, it was fine because it came out early in like a Tuesday or something. And I waited till like the weekend to go. All right, let's do something. So we did like a Saturday night. Come over like 2 p.m. and we stayed up all night. Didn't sleep, and we just smashed Diablo on that opening weekend. Sure as fuck ain't doing that with a mobile game.
Yeah, true enough.
No fucking way. The only reason I'm playing a mobile game is because I'm sitting in there watching a TV show that I don't want to watch. So I want to push buttons like
watching
fucking,
Friends.
Whatever. I don't want to sit there going,
this wouldn't have happened 10 years ago because the technology wasn't there.
So as I was saying, it's corrupted.
I'm not saying it's gotten better or worse. I'm just saying it wasn't there.
Like, you cannot I just don't think they can seriously contemplate, like, this is a mobile Diablo experience. It's like, no, a Diablo experience is I want to sit on my computer for the next 12 hours.
Like
I don't want to wait for my phone to die in 30 minutes because my battery died.
I mean, maybe like the Switch version, you could say, that's the mobile experience.
Yeah, that's the portable experience.
That's fine.
But
mobile meaning
no, I know,
mobile.
but to me, this is mobile. That Switch up there is portable.
Okay, whatever. Well, that's portable as well.
It is, but mobile phone. Anyway,
how often do you play the Switch as
it's collecting dust now.
On display, literally, like it's.
I haven't played mine for like at least 9 months.
Is that because there's only 2 games in it, or?
I just played Mario Odyssey and I was like, "This is awesome!" And then hopefully there's other games. And then
they brought out the Super Nintendo Online.
Oh,
there's so many games. Anyway, so you may have also seen online. I can't tell. Has Grax's screen frozen, or is he just?
I think he's
It's fucking midnight, man. Give me a break.
Sorry. Okay, so
I was watching Star Citizen videos.
Diablo 1 came out 22 years ago.
Yeah, and
the gameplay is not that much different to Diablo 3, which came out nearly 10 years
hack and
ago.
slash. Okay.
So I guess games haven't changed that much, as my point is.
That wasn't your point. I actually agreed with that point.
So you may have also seen online, there's a particular guy in a red shirt that's probably being praised a hero.
No, I need more context.
Red shirt,
So
yeah,
what it
he didn't
was
get
is
shot, didn't
on
get
the
killed. Red
announcement-
shirt.
On the announcement,
Oh, the April Fool's guy.
yeah, the April Fool's guy. So if you don't know, so once they got to the Q&A part of the Diablo panel, obviously
He delivered that really deadpan, actually.
the spectators got up to ask questions, and this one particular guy wearing a red shirt got up and he sort of went, and asked the question. So seriously, is this just an out of season April Fool's joke? And of course, the crowd just pissed themselves laughing, and because it just seems like such a joke. And then there was another guy that got up, and this is what got the boo going. So the whole crowd booed Blizzard because what one guy got up, he sort of made some points about sort of saying, well, it wasn't many points.
This was like someone besmirching the name of Jesus. Them booing.
No, Chris would have been booing.
I was on their side.
That's like you
He was booing.
I was on their side in this case.
Really? That's crazy.
This is a wrong timing, marketing,
Massive misstep.
It's like the Pope,
simple as that.
just deciding
this game should not be taken in Blizzard. A mobile game like this should not be. This is not Hearthstone. Sure, that's a card game, so it's that Hearthstone works on mobile because you got a card and you go, oh, I'll swipe, and that's it. But they're trying to make this out to push buttons and do all this. No, it's not going to fucking work. And so this other guy, he gets up and he's like, look, what you showed in the trailer, in the gameplay trailer, are mechanics that we have been asking for as a fan base for years to get into Diablo 3. That's what we want. Is there any way or any chance that this is going to, those who will make it into the Diablo 3 version, because that's what we want, or is this a strictly mobile? And they went, no, this is a strictly mobile experience. And everyone went, and it was just and everyone, they were shocked.
That's what he went, don't you have phones?
Yeah, and that's where they go, what, don't you guys have phones? It's yeah, we do, but that's not what we want to play on it. Anyway, so, but okay, other news in BlizzCon, WoW Classic is coming next year, summer next year. That was announced.
I love how in all the press...
So that's American summer, so our winter.
Yeah, it's about 7 to 9 months.
I love all the media releases. It's free with a WoW subscription. Shit. Why would you pay more for it?
Yeah.
To be fair, they could probably.
I don't like it when I hate it.
Do it.
The companies always do this. They're like, it's free, but you're already paying for something.
Yeah.
It's not free then. Don't say it's free. Just say it's included.
Yeah,
included.
I don't like. Free. It's not
if you already
free.
own the game.
No, I actually.
The word free should not be used.
I don't know if they use free. I think it said it's included.
I said free.
Yeah. I saw it in and I've seen it in a few other, because obviously they all fucking write from the same press release from Blizzard. So they've obviously included the word free in their press release because it's in all the news articles.
It's probably one of those things where they go, it's included free.
They do it a lot. It's I
can't remember the exact wording.
I think Battlefield 5, whatever, with it, they're like, all the DLC is going to be free. It's no, you're just giving us the whole game. That's all that means. It's not. Don't say free. It's not free. It's we're adding the sound. We're giving you the sound for free. As though you should be charged.
We're giving you the pixels.
It doesn't become free.
For free.
Yeah.
It's just part of the thing.
No, that's right. It's included. Okay, don't quote me because
imagine buying a car. It's the engine's free. It's but isn't that in the price?
No, I prefer free petrol.
Well, normally, but today the engine's free.
Anyway, that's
so
I don't like that word free being used.
Other than that, there wasn't any major announcements. Overwatch is getting a new character.
Yeah, if they had some big announcement and then the Immortal thing, people are like, yeah, that's annoying, but who gives a shit?
Okay.
They should have done a Diablo 4 teaser after, just to kind of make the crowd...
Should have done the Diablo 4 teaser first.
No, I reckon after.
If they wouldn't do it,
when everyone's all pissed off, they go, oh,
and then he'd be like, we haven't forgotten about you PC guys.
I see you booing, but I up you a teaser.
They would get over it so quick.
Like, of course.
Yeah.
This wouldn't even be, no one would even talk about this.
That's right.
They'd have the Halo music, like,
yeah.
Halo music, and it was like Diablo 4.
I'm pretty sure if they did this, if they did have a Diablo 4 teaser, if they did, after this announcement of the Immortal, everyone's ass sphincters would just go,
what?
Yeah.
Because everyone would be...
Is that what happens?
Everyone just loosen up.
What the fuck kind of relationship do you have with
Please insert. Please insert.
Anyway, so...
That's a weird one.
Okay, so one of the things about Diablo 4 that did come about was... Well, because everyone would have gone, are you fucking kidding me? And then it would have been
what
just
other
relaxed.
sphincters do you have, Chris?
Would be relaxed.
You said arse sphincter. What other sphincters do you have? Are you an alien? Sorry.
Anyway.
Ruined the flow. Sorry, everyone. I thought it'd be funny.
Anyway. There was a thing on Diablo 4 that there was Kotaku got a source, 2 people that work at Blizzard, to say they were meant to announce a teaser to Diablo 4. Don't know who they are.
I like it when they're just like, it's a source.
It's a
like,
source.
Yeah.
It's like one of their mates just like ringing up going, yeah, I heard something about this. It's like, yeah.
Fake news.
Diablo 4.
So Kotaku put out an article to say Diablo 4 teaser announcement was pulled at the last minute, and that's because the reason being that Diablo 4 has been in the making for the last couple of years and has changed so much that they didn't want to make a commitment to it. Now, later on, IGN went and reached out to Blizzard to say, is this true? And Blizzard responded going, no, it's not. We didn't say that to Kotaku. So either Kotaku, we've got to try and trust their sources, or we got to trust IGN.
I don't trust either of them, just quite.
I don't know who to believe.
Yeah.
But I'd say Kotaku's probably the one to lean towards after IGN's
I'd trust them a
shenanigans.
little bit more.
Yes.
They're a little bit. It's like,
more. But to be honest, in this, until something pops up on a Blizzard website going, it's happening, who do you believe?
Matter.
So anyway, so we don't know. Other than that, no other major super duper.
do you reckon it's like clickbait with stuff? Because like they can just put Diablo 4 something, and a million clicks because people are like Diablo 4.
Yeah, you could probably just have someone go Diablo 4 clickbait, and people still click it.
And then have the what do you call it? The fucking Rick Astley never going to give you up video on there.
Yeah.
Boom. Rick roll them.
The title's Diablo 4, and then the body of the article was not announced at BlizzCon. But people
It's just Blizzard like giving them the middle finger, like someone from Blizzard just going,
never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Anyway, so moving on from Blizzard, for some reason, Michael has been playing Call of Duty.
Why is it bad to play Call of Duty? Because you guys seem to have...
because it's like full of like 15-year-olds that like
That have had intimate
I've
sexual
noticed
relations
that.
with your mother.
yeah.
I've never noticed that.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Yeah, because I only play Blackout, which is really good.
Is it?
So
Yeah, it's really
okay,
good.
tell us
It's
about
like a non. It's like a non.
Is it like PUBG?
It's like PUBG, but not like buggy and dodgy
It's
and
a-
not
it's a-
filled with hackers.
from what I've seen
that's really
online,
good,
it's
yeah.
a polished PUBG.
Yeah, it's like a PUBG.
Is
with
the
Yeah.
hackers.
maps the same size?
That's-
or they're
Yeah, it's
smaller?
just a big map, and it's actually got
Really?
like, it's kind of actually it's sort of got a river in the middle, and it's sort of like the original Eastern European map, and then the Southern American map from PUBG in one map.
So it's actually as big as the PUBG map.
I think it
Like,
feels
pretty
pretty
massive.
big. Yeah,
I thought it was
Yeah?
it feels big.
I thought I heard it was smaller
Yeah, I thought
to condense
I
it.
think the engine looks different, so it might seem it seems juicier and sort of more in your face.
juicier.
Yeah, but
interesting one.
PUBG's got a janky sort of weird engine, and everything seems kind of small.
The Unreal 4 engine.
Yeah. No, well, I guess not the engine. I guess the way that they've used the engine.
Yeah.
Just it seems a little bit dodgy at times. You don't get that in Call of Duty.
So I guess one of the reasons why I got turned off Call of Duty and why I think a few people got turned off Call of Duty is because every year it just felt like the same game over and
Well, I've
over
never
and
played any
over
of
again.
them, so
Well, maybe that's okay. Well, maybe for you, it's
Modern
obviously
Warfare.
it's
for
fun
the win.
shooting. I really hate they've got it's like the training, and you learn all the different characters, and it's got like a vague story, and it's so like puerile, like
story.
you sort of
Yeah, the Angry Joe spoke about that in his view.
it's just like
In his review,
yeah,
it's
man.
like the single player campaign that's not really a single
Yeah,
campaign.
it's just like a training for each of the character, but it's
Yeah.
so lame. It's like, oh yeah, man, light them up. Oh yeah, kill them. Oh, those guys are gonna die.
America.
Like, it's just so
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
lame.
Fuck
These other
yeah.
mercenaries.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit interesting. They had a little backstory for one of the characters who was, I think, a person from New Zealand, but there was like
Sweet Hebrew.
I think it
That's
was
the,
like
that's the stereotype. Yes.
it was a New Zealand. It was a New Zealand accent.
Hey man, I just
But
got
then
back from New Zealand.
He was a character who was like gambling, and then like an Australian person came in. There was some sort of scene, but then he handed over like a stack of 50s to the New Zealand dude, but they were Australian $50 notes.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, thanks for your help, mate. Next time, don't go on the gambling tables." And he gave him a stack of $50
I like
notes.
how you're doing an Australian accent.
Yeah.
And you're Australian.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Thanks, mate. And then it was
Aye,
like
mate.
a big stack of 50s, Australian dollar 50s.
Oh, yeah.
So that was interesting. I was like, oh, that's good. There must be a lot of Australians that play it if they're going to include actual Australian money.
Was the guy
Apparently,
sound
there's
like
a,
you did the impression of, or was he actually Australian or a fake Australian?
No, he was like that. He sounded like me, I guess. Oh,
Because there's like an American doing an Australian,
Yeah,
which
I
is
don't
what
know.
you just did.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah.
Thanks,
G'day,
mate.
g'day, mate.
Oh.
Yeah, how you going?
Stick to the healing rather than the poker, mate. That's what he said, something like that.
Did he?
What?
And then the
Why
New
is he
Zealander
saying
was
that?
like, "Oh, sweet ass."
Sweet as bro. Yeah.
Oh, geez, okay, bro.
Grax still
No worries.
Yeah. I don't know. That
Sure,
I was like,
bro.
oh wow, that's
Sure.
interesting. There's a little bit
pretty
of a Australian. I don't know why they put Australian people in there. Australian and New Zealand people.
Australian people.
Yeah.
And you're playing this on PlayStation.
On PlayStation 4 is the only game.
PS4 Pro.
Yeah, PS4 Pro.
I mean, to be
4K.
fair,
You guys should get it and play like the
You know what?
Blackout is really
Nah.
fun.
we should. PC?
I would only get
Fuck
it.
you.
I would,
PC.
I would
Let's get it on
consider
PC.
No, because it's
Possibly.
perfect. Because it's just like so mindless.
Perfect.
and, like-
Did you just reference playing an FPS game with a controller and joysticks as perfect,
Perfect.
compared to
No,
a keyboard and
it's
mouse?
it's the perfect game for like sitting on the couch and just like with a beer and chilling out, taking it easy.
But isn't it really stressful like
mate.
PUBG where you get wound up but then you can't aim properly
Yeah.
because you're using a control pad
Nah,
and you
it's-
just throw it through the fucking window.
Royale's
Nervous.
so addictive.
Yeah.
I can't stop playing it.
It doesn't sound relaxing though.
Yeah, I know.
It just sounds
gives-
infuriating.
Mark's addicted to Blackout. You know Mark,
Oh, so he's playing
and
it.
he says he gets heart
Is he on
palpitations.
PlayStation as well?
He says he's addicted.
On PlayStation?
No, he's on. I keep telling you, he's on PC.
Oh, so he's a smart
He says-
guy.
Oh, well, so we can play with him instead of
he
you then.
literally can't stop playing, and he gets heart palpitations when he gets the end.
Oh,
See, okay, that is one credit I will give the Battle Royale genre, because it's been a long time since I've played any game that has made me kind of feel like I need to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Or going to have one.
I feel like you need to have
need
one.
to have a heart
Yeah, I
attack.
need to- I haven't.
I just have to just give me a second. I need to go and have
I
a.
just need to.
I need to get this heart attack out of
It's a
the
weird impulse.
No,
Yeah.
but, make me feel like I'm going to have one, because no other genre has given me that
Yeah.
sort of emotional connection to
Yeah.
what's going on, and I think our big props to the Battle Royale genre.
Big props to the genre.
Big shout out.
100%. Because when you're down to those like final 2 or 3,
Oh, yeah.
and it's
Oh
like,
yeah, it's so
and
intense.
have you
Where the
actually
fuck
won
are
it?
they?
I've got third place. I'm too shit. Like I freak out and then I forget how to aim at the end because I'm like, oh god,
Shaking
oh,
so
God.
hard. Yeah.
But no other game's going to give you that. So look, to be fair, if I was to get Call of Duty, it's going to be on PC. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Need a mouse. I
It'd
need a
just be
mouse.
great to have a LAN with it. Like
Yeah, we
LAN
can have
with it.
PC. We'll get it on
Get
PC.
a PC.
Well,
Do you know what? We should get it. We should get it and have a LAN.
Yeah, we'll get it.
I'm never mind.
Like,
PC.
I mean,
I reckon we should just get
we'll do
Call
it.
of Duty out of spite and have a LAN.
I'm the console gamer now. Like console gaming for life is just so much better. Now, because I'm like, I don't know, whatever. I don't have a $3,000 kicking around to buy another PC.
you don't
It's
need
gonna
$3,000.
break.
What are you talking
You
about?
only need 2.
I don't have $2,000 kicking around to buy a PC that's going to break.
No,
You can buy one of those little
Just because
Intel
yours
nut
broke.
things.
Yeah, I'm
just because
cursed.
yours fell
My
apart.
computer's like 6 years old and it's fine.
Mine
Anyway,
was 6.
It won't break.
So-
I wish it would break so I'd get a new one. I want it like it's still too good. It's like just fucking die.
So another thing we were meant to actually talk about this week, which we didn't actually put up, was Red Dead. But
I just
to be
feel
honest,
like everyone knows about it.
everyone
It's
knows about
it's
it.
just too
I still want to
saturated.
put more hours
It's fucking
into
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it's like one of those things. You go talk about Red Dead, and it's like, well, it's good.
Yeah.
It's fucking good.
Well,
Get it,
one
play
of
it.
if we're not gonna do
Yeah.
the Red Dead conversation, can Brett at least talk about his campfire incident, because that's fucking hilarious.
Oh, well,
Well, I think
it's just,
I mean, when you set it up like that,
yeah. You kind of ruined the
Is it
punchline there,
hell-
Grax, to be honest.
Well, I had to get it in, because otherwise you guys would have said, "No, we're done."
well, look, I know I want to.
I feel like if I tell the story now, it's not funny.
Yeah,
It's been
it
ruined.
better be.
It's
fucking
funny.
hilarious.
Now you
I'm
need
gonna
to tell
hate
it.
Damn it, Brett. Tell
Okay,
it now.
there's like
right.
so there's like when you're riding around randomly, you see like a sort of a smoke cloud, and there's like people just like randomly camping. So I went up to this guy, and he was like sitting by a campfire, and he started like yelling at me. He's like, "Ah, get the fuck out of here!" I don't know how to do that. What's the accent like over there?
Southern Texas.
Yeah,
or
You
something.
fucking
Well,
rapscallion.
well,
Or whatever.
Bill.
Anyway, so yeah, so he's like,
Yeehaw!
Dastardly devil, get
yeah,
out of my
yeah, get out,
camp.
get out of my house, you fucking.
Yes,
damn.
scallywag.
Anyway, so he's like yelling at me and stuff. So I got off my horse, walked up. I was trying to calm him down.
So you aggravated him.
Yeah,
further.
so he's like, this guy's a bit wound up. So I just gently lassoed him. Just gently lassoed him.
Gently. How do you gently lasso someone?
Just gently. I was like, look, just calm down, buddy. I'll just throw this rope over you, and you'll just relax. So he didn't relax. He got really mad. So and then I pulled him towards me. I didn't do this on purpose, and I like pulled him over the fire, which caused his legs to catch fire. So his legs caught fire. He started screaming, and then he just went up completely,
flames.
and just immolated.
So you murdered someone.
And
Yeah, but it wasn't on purpose.
So it's okay.
Yeah, and there was
It's okay.
there was no witnesses.
Okay, so what would? Okay, so I haven't played the game.
Yeah.
Could you in any way actually calm him down by lassoing him?
No, I was trying to make it more comical by saying I'm calming him down by throwing a rope around him.
What were you going to do?
I was just messing about.
Okay.
And I was like, because he was yelling at me and calling me a rapscallion or whatever he was. It was something. I can't remember what he was calling me something. So I just, the lasso is like the funnest thing ever because you can. We were playing it the other night, me and Chris, and we were like.
How do you mean playing it? Were you playing it together?
Yeah,
we just took. Yeah, we were drinking. We were
drinking and playing it.
Okay, cool.
And we were getting people and like hog tying them, and then trying to like throw them in front of like put them on the train tracks.
Yeah.
But we couldn't get the train. The train kept going past before we could get someone hog tied, so we didn't actually get to do it. But
No.
yeah. But you can also drag them behind the horse. You get the horse to go full speed and like drag someone along behind you, which is quite good.
I think so, and that's where we.
Quite good.
It's just
it's very good.
the things you can do it is quite comical, but
It is a
One of
blast
those
just to
games,
mess
like,
about.
You would actually play like sitting down watching the other person play.
yeah, I think
It's
so.
really
Yeah.
entertaining. It's the
Rockstar.
same. GTA 5 was like that, where you
Yeah,
can just go
Rockstar
crazy.
does.
Yeah.
It was Saturday night, and there was three of
night out
us.
there,
Yeah, it was a big night.
Oh, yeah, it actually was. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have driven home that night, but anyway.
I'd say that. It's like admitting to crimes. Yeah.
Dave, where did you drove home from Brett's house?
No. Anyway, moving on. No, there was just three of us having some drinks, playing
This
Red
is
Dead.
getting more and more suspicious, this story.
Yeah,
Not
Chris,
really.
Chris was playing GTA and he's like, "Oh, I want to do this in real life." And he took his car and he drove through a shopping centre.
Luckily, it was me.
Yeah,
No, I think
luckily he was drunk. So he wasn't
I think
really-
it is a game where you can just like sit on the couch with like multiple people. Sure, you can't LAN it, so you take old school LAN, chuck the controller to the next person, keep drinking. But then it's like whatever happens on the screen, it's like do that, or you can really get into it because like when something stupid happens, it's just like it's funny to watch. But that was actually one question I did want to raise with Red Dead is like there's a lot of stuff online about the realism of it, and one of the points I wanted to make was does the realism become too much and actually interfere with the gameplay? Because there's some really annoying things that does happen where it's like you need to jump on your horse or saddle up your horse, and it's just like all the animations instead of just like
Hang on. To be fair, I've only done that once. Saddled the horse. Like this.
No, okay, I was using that as an example. There's other things where it's like
there's things like you have to like shave your beard because it gets too long.
yeah.
Why can't you just have a big beard?
Well, you can.
You can.
But then he just gets bigger and bigger, and it's like
the problem is-
beard just gets like massive.
What's wrong with that?
Well,
I think it's
know,
just more of a.
it's a style thing. So I like to be
okay.
clean.
But see, I'm actually not sure because I haven't got to the point where I've played long enough where my beard is at full length. I don't know. Does that maybe turn people off if you're trying to talk to them?
I'm not sure.
Can't
Because
imagine.
I just keep shaved,
I
like
can
to
imagine
keep clean.
turn them on.
Maybe depends.
Maybe depends on the
But
type.
there's just like little things
You got to like brush your horse. Your horse gets dirty.
Oh, God,
you have to
that
brush
sounds
it.
boring.
Yeah.
So some people are like this is like, and they're like
And the
they're
problem is
taking
like
it a bit too far.
Yeah, if your horse is too dirty, then
slows down.
it starts to slow down or uses stamina
okay.
more. So you have to then brush it. But the problem is it's like brushing.
Yeah,
I'm brushing
okay,
my
there's something,
horse.
like, so I
I
guess
like it.
Uh,
I think it's
there's
good.
something
Yeah,
you
but
gotta
after
think
the
about, like,
30th
in
time,
games.
it's like, oh fuck.
You don't have to do it that often though.
Like in because I run tabletop games, and so it's kind of like a constant like debate about what things are we going to worry about in the rules. Like, am I going to ask every 5 minutes? Oh, have you eaten? Do you have a light source? Do you have this? Do you have that?
Yeah.
So I guess that is a conversation the game developers need to think about. Like, okay, we're at the point where we maybe can simulate all these things, but is there any point? Like, is there any point brushing your horse?
I think Rockstar have
Is
always
there a-
kind of done that with their games. Like even like if you go back to like San Andreas, you used to be able to like go to the gym and get buff.
Go to the gym,
Or you could, like, get
or eat
tattoos
pizzas
and, like,
till you're a fat
yeah,
slob.
eat pizzas and get fat, and like just stuff like that. It's like doesn't really
doesn't do
but
anything.
I like it though because I think it immerses you a little bit
yeah,
more.
right. Okay. Yeah.
It's like you feel
Can
like
I
you're
ask,
living in the world.
Because I haven't had a chance to play it yet, and I haven't watched any videos. But what's the go with death and respawning? Do you have to get back to your body to pick your gear up and
No.
stuff? Is that no, or is
No.
it? How does that work?
You die and respawn.
It's not. There's
Like not that far
really,
from where you died.
There's not really a penalty.
No.
The penalties are more like if you're committing crimes, you
Yeah.
get bounties against your head. So
Yeah.
if you go like if you're just going along the highway and say you did what I did and burned that guy alive, someone saw you
Yeah.
and then takes off, they'll go and report you to the local law enforcement, and then you get a bounty on your head. So
Yeah.
the
Unless you chase that guy down.
you can chase them down and kill them, or you
So
can even like
then
beat
nobody
them and
knows.
threaten them.
No witnesses.
So, but the problem is that the bounty adds up, and after a while, bounty hunters start coming after you because your bounty is obviously quite big on your head. So, all your little actions do have sort of consequences.
Because I actually got into a fight with someone, like a fist fight, and I choked him out and like I snapped his neck or something. And then I was like, out of nowhere, there was this guy in the bushes going, I saw that. I'm going to go tell the authority. And he started running. So I was like, no, you're fucking not. I jumped on my horse and I was like running after. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, pull out the shotgun. And then I shot at him and I missed. And he's like, what the fuck are you shooting at me for? I'm like, because you're going to go tell the authorities. So I just eventually like jumped off and caught him and shot him in the back of the head.
Wow.
That was it.
A lot of the times you can just beat them
no
a bit
witnesses.
and they promise not to tell anyone.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Or
you can wear a mask and then commit crimes and no one knows who you are.
Like in real life.
Yeah,
just wear into it. I was like,
That's not me.
walk into the bank.
Person.
It's not me.
It's
not me.
No, but it's
Put on
quite
a
good
fake
'cause you have to
southern
do it
accent.
away from everyone. So that if you walk up into the town, then put your mask on and just go mental and shiver, and they still know it's you.
That's it.
You have to do it away from them. So it's quite realistic. I think it's quite
Have you
good.
guys watched Westworld?
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Is it like Westworld?
Is it like Westworld?
Well, they don't wear like face masks.
I am looking forward to getting my hands on it.
But no, there's 2 seasons out. I've watched it all.
I really like it.
Let's not talk about that. It's not a game.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Blood Meridian's a great book.
but anyway,
Right, so
show killer.
Sorry.
So no, but other than that,
I haven't played it, so I'm just going to derail the conversation. basically.
I didn't do that at all. I was very supportive of this conversation. I was making a joke.
I feel like you got bored. You're like, I'm just going to...
So
No,
I know we sort of said like let's not talk about it because everyone's talking about it. Then we did.
Well, it's so fun.
But
It's so
but-
fun to talk about.
But I guess we're talking about the experiences that we
Yeah,
have rather
that's
than going,
fine.
oh, it's
I
fucking
wasn't
good.
bored. at
Yeah.
all.
So
It's fun.
Yeah.
You should get it. It's on PS4.
Yeah, I think about it. I'll borrow it off you guys soon.
well, you should because
I'll be
when
playing
Red
it a
Dead
while.
Online comes out, it's supposed to come out in November.
Yeah, then we can actually play multiplayer.
The dreaded control alt record
There you
gang.
go. Then we can shoot
But
Michael.
I wish they put it depends on. I hope they put a battle royale.
I don't think that'll be doing
That's
that.
not gonna happen.
What are they going to do though? What mode are you going to play?
Like
what
GTA
is
It'll be
Online.
like free roam. You just go around
Yeah,
and
but you
go
need a
crazy.
point.
It'll be GTA Online but with horses.
Yeah, but you need a point.
The point is
You'll
to
still be
save
able-
money
you'll
and
still
then
be able to go to the
get
Air
good
Force
outfits,
Base again.
Oh.
get better
Building-
horses.
What's the is it a persistent server or what? Like what? Are you all in the same world or
No, it'll be like 20 people in one world.
and it's just all random people. So if you buy a house,
Yeah, you'll get your house and you'll keep it.
Yeah.
and then
but
that's
you
across all servers or what?
no,
Yeah.
just when it be but
Yeah,
so
it'll be instanced like it is in GTA
it'll be
5. I
yeah,
imagine.
that's what it'll be like instance like GTA. So like even if someone else buys the same apartment you have, but if you go into that apartment, it's just instance to your progression.
Yeah, because they're going to do... There was like some data leak, I think, about where they got some data out of the game and they saw there's like all properties and stuff in there.
Also, they did talk about player
Yeah,
housing.
so you could buy like a ranch and you got
Sweet.
your ranch and you go to your ranch and, have your horses and stuff and
And
then
then what do you do?
That's what I want.
go rob some people and get some more money and
Yeah,
buy
go
a train.
ranch, go hunting, fishing.
What do you do in the
Beautiful.
Old West?
I don't know.
Go have
battle
a,
royale.
go have a bar fight?
Sorry.
Yeah, bar fight.
But then they have
With
like,
some old dude playing the piano in the...
But then you can do... Sorry, Grax, you cut out there. And then they'll do, like deathmatch and all different game modes and stuff as well, probably. So like maybe horse racing.
It'll be
good.
it'll be GTA.
There'll be a lot of horse related.
Yeah, it's GTA
activities.
Online with horses. That's all.
I haven't played GTA Online. Never had that pleasure. Never had that one.
The microtransactions ruined it completely.
Yeah, so is it? That's what I'm worried about. So what's the point of like me saving up buying a house and then microtransactions ruin all the progression?
Well, it's like the problem is you could buy basically anything in the game without money.
It just takes months.
It
to get
takes
there.
fucking ages. Yeah.
But we've discussed that in.
It wasn't like that at the start. It was like pretty good. Like you could save up and realistically
you
buy
know-
stuff, and then they just went mad.
You
with
know,
it.
Red Dead from the get go is going to be microtransactions. Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we learned from GTA. We
Yeah.
might as well put it from day
Yeah,
one.
I know.
But anyway, I think that's all we've got. That is it.
No quiz today.
No quiz.
We thought there's quite a lot of
Yeah,
content,
we
so
haven't talked for
we're in
about
like
7
an hour
hours.
and
Hour and a half.
37.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone, and Grax looks like he's ready to
Die.
hit the hay. He sees his head.
When you thought he was a still image, that was funny.
progress slowly.
'Cause he
like,
suddenly
lower
just
and
went-
lower.
Oh, I was like, whoa! It was like a painting that like came alive.
We thought your screen froze. Anyway, that is all we have for you for this week. So thank you so much for listening. But we will catch you again in the next episode. Until then, we will catch you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Say bye, Michael.
See you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye, Michael.
See you, Grex. Thanks for
Cool.
agreeing.
Do you want to bring up this OBS there and just stop the recording? The red button.